What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What is the market doing? Let me get my screen pulled up here for you guys. Boom. Get some music going. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's doing well. This music's gonna come in loud. There it is. Oh, no. Come down. There we go. There we go. A little background. All right, guys. By the way, I have these glasses on today because I'm trying out this blue light filter stuff. Um, kind of reflection's kind of weird, but whatever. Roll with it. Um, Gaps are already filled, by the way. Didn't take long. Let me double check and make sure Spy's gap is filled. Yes, we filled the gaps to the upside right there. I would say be careful. If you're trading in Q, I have 250, 320, and 386 as very key levels. And then really 420. So I'll keep calling those out. We'll keep an eye on all these. I don't really have a strong feeling on anything today. Yes. Yeah, I don't really have a super strong feeling on anything here. But we'll see what happens today. Yesterday, obviously, beautiful day. We went straight up throughout the entire day. Gaps are already filled. That's out of the way. So we'll see what happens. Pop in the chat. Let me know what's up, guys. Let me get set up all the way here and we'll see what's going on. All right. I threw on that 1 minute chart just to see the gap fill real fast. I cannot do 1 minute charts. I want to see what happens this first few minutes. Let me get in the voice stage. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? All right. I'm just being situated here. Market just opening. We're up. We'll take a look around the market here real fast. Um, yeah, so you see the gap fill. That's already taken care of. Not really worried about it. Previous day high is important. We've broken that. Those two signs that we should look for long so far. But we'll keep some things in context. Um, but yeah, here we go. Do I need to make this bigger? There we go. How's that? Right there. Hmm. All right. We had Google earnings last night. Google earnings were very solid. Very solid earnings. Let me get pulled up here on a couple of my charts. Um, Google's up 3.5%. Meta pulling back. Broadcom and Nvidia doing well this morning. That's a solid sign as we start the day. Microsoft pushing up as well. Apple trying to come back to green, one of our weakest players. All right, let's see. We're on the daily chart, guys. This is a very interesting. So you see where we're at here. This candle, we set inside of this candle right here. We set inside this candle for like 9 days. You can see here and here, and we're finally breaking out. So if we can get over this, then it looks like we're going to continue to push. The problem is we do have all of this back here to deal with, and of course up on the top we have 50-day now. If it falls back under this at any point, I would look for it to come back down here, try to find some support somewhere down here. So we'll have to. That's kind of the general structure setup I'm seeing. Uh, still not over on the daily just yet. Not just yet. It did obviously go over in the features last night. Good little start to the day here. Where's everybody at this morning? I know it's after this week. I feel like a lot of people are kind of dragging in this morning. I know I was a little bit slower than normal getting going, but I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make some money today. All right, let's see what's going on here. Rejection around VWAP. We're right. If we hold over this 320 right here, I would look for longs back up to the previous day's high. Um, Upper targets 500, 518 today on NQ. If we lose 250, I think we go back to this 165. So we'll see what happens. I'm really watching to see if we hold. Not the best look right here on the rejection. I need to put this on my chart. There. Oh no. Guys, I'm gonna hit all the edgeful data here really soon. Like we're rejected. Yep. All right. So we get the first 30 minutes. We do have Michigan sentiment data coming up here at the top of the hour. All right. I'm letting this play out for a second before I buy a dip right here in the middle. I don't really want to be hanging out too much between these two levels here. Yeah, no trades for me so far, guys. Um, Yeah, I didn't buy this. Didn't buy it. I could have. I didn't. All right. I kind of want to go short here. We're right above the. We're above some EMAs, but I'll take a shot at it. See if we can get back down to 250. Come on, drop it. It was a quick short. Let's see if we can get to 250. Just took a short at 320. I'm trying to get back down to 250. There we go. Get a trim here in a second. What's our 255? Yeah, 255, 260. Uh, want 165, I think, full target. I entered a short on my stream at 320. Short in queue at 320. I'm looking for 260, 250 here. And if that breaks 220, full target 165 would be downside, or 168. First trend is 260 for me. 260 and 250. I've got two trims set down here. We are still like above these EMAs, makes me a little bit nervous. Um, I don't normally take trades a whole lot in this first like half hour of the market, but I like this level. I like this look at this, so I'm gonna look to come back and back test this level here, see if it holds. Just wondering if we get some profit taking this morning. Google's pulling back. Microsoft's pulling back a little bit now, but we'll see. It's still hanging out. I'm in profit, but it's still hanging out. Amazon's about to make a new low. Amazon's making a new low now. Come on, Rugged. Rugged. What's up? Boy, chat is quiet this morning. You guys sleeping? You guys are sleeping on me this morning. $50-point gain. I'm going to take my first trim. I just took my first trim at 50 points. What's up, Gambling Bear? See you sliding in the chat this morning. Guys, do me a favor. If you are watching on X, go ahead and give it a like, give it a retweet. Let people know that we're over here live trading. If you are in the chat and you're trading, let me know what you're doing, what you're seeing. And yeah, if you get any trades going on this morning. Topher is asleep. Topher, you just what are you sleeping on this morning? Well, I barely got that 50-point trim. I don't really like how this is acting down here, but hopefully it cools off. SPY and ES are much weaker. SPY's right at this 5,500. That's going to be tough. ES has got 5,500. There we go. Boom. All right, just got my next two trims there. Boom. That was the 250 level on NQ I called out earlier. That was my next major trim, out more than half of the position. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. That was a beautiful candle right there. Here we go. What's up, crossbars? We'll get this Edgeful data here pretty soon. I'm still sitting in this trade. Well, once this hits that first half hour, we'll get a little bit more data here, and of course the IB. I'll be all over that for you guys. I'm gonna look for some other stuff. Those gap fills filled on literally the opening like tick of the candle. Here's my full target down here. Let me go ahead and move it. Bloomberg. No, it wasn't Bloomberg. Somebody just reported some pharma tariffs. That was helpful in this move down up 80 points. Let's get a 100-point trim here. Get that data in 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and 20 seconds. Crossbar gambling bear. Topher, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the double chart picture here, or do you want me to just the one that I'm trading? Part of me thinks that I need to flip long at some point, but I don't know. We hold this area. Look at this right here, 484. What's up, Bob? Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. KB, I see your question there. For me, it was when I got to the 30 days. When I got to 30 winning days of 200 plus, that's when I got moved. I think they recently updated that and changed it though. All right, y'all do like the double. Okay, I was just making sure. I don't know how it looks like for you guys. But I like having both of these up here. Tell you what, it is hot. I don't know what. It's usually not that hot this in the morning. To move over to the pyramid. Yeah. So this background I have right here, this is like right down the street from my house actually, like a 5 minute drive maybe. And this is a picture I took. It's not like one of those standard backgrounds. It's a picture I took and I just threw it on my computer as a background. Oh, oh, how long did the transition take? I see what you're saying now. I think it took about 4 to 5 days. They set up like a brokerage name in your account. So yeah, look, guys, ES is so much weaker over here. I'm just saying short. We're about to get this data. ES looks like absolute trash right now. We're gonna at least test this pre-market low on SPY. Gambling Mary, you missed that entry on the short. Yeah, when I saw this candle and then when it popped back up and I saw this 320 area, I figured it was worth the short here with this quick area of what do you call it? This is basically easy risk here. Looking around the market here a little bit. I can turn off extended hours now, make this a little bit cleaner. Um, yeah, this doesn't look good. I really don't like this data though. Am I seeing a short target? Let me go to my NQ. $18,800. So let me say the main thing I'm kind of watching. So the high that we had back on Wednesday, that's probably the next place I'm looking to test would be this area over here. Yesterday's orb low, IB low. I do need to draw some fibs probably at some point. I don't know what I want to draw them on. If I want to do yesterday's full or RTH range, full range. Right now, since we're hanging up here, I'm just gonna kind of hang out where we are. I'm gonna hang out with where we are. 18,800. That would be a hell of a sell-off. If anything, I like this 19K area. Probably 18,950 because of this. All right, watch out for this data. Everything just froze on my screen. $2.2 on the Michigan sentiment. Yeah, I'm digging through this data real fast. I'm I'm about to get stopped out. I put my stop at 325. Somehow it didn't stop me out. It should stop me out at any moment. I don't know. I guess I moved this. Yeah, I just got stopped out. I got stopped out on my runners there. But we're right back at VWAP. I could always take another short here. I still think we're gonna come lower here, but I don't want to be gassing, right? So I'm waiting here. We did get the first half hour of data. Let me throw that up real fast. I'm not gonna take a trade right here. Right here, back in the in the range. I think we could push up now. Oh, let me delete this off. I'm not in a position, but we got a little green on the board. Half of the position, a little over half the position. We got to our main target down here. All right, I'm flat and watching because I want to see if we're going to be able to push through this area or if we reject again. But I don't want to take a second trade right away. Green start to the Friday. Yeah, I can't do anything here. Over this, I really want to get short again. But I really want to short this thing again. What's up, Spider Kid? ¿Qué onda, primo? So for us, is that a question of why I'm not shorting? I, I didn't follow the context there. I did see the comment though. Got a kid coming through. Did anybody get long down there? The data that came out, like, I mean, to me, there was nothing really super exciting. As I just cannot get short just yet. Oh, look at my friend Gary. What's up, Gary? Good to see you. Gary has a blue check mark now. He is officially official. He is an official X platform user after years of being unofficial, we'll say. Shout out to Gary. Shout out to everybody in the comments this morning. But Gary is one of my favorites to chat with. Great investing mind. If you see Daily Stock Pick, make sure you follow him. I do want to check these 30-minute orb stats here. All right, let me go over here to look at this. We're still in between these same two levels on QQQ. Didn't quite get down here. We didn't make it, or we rejected up here. Or yeah, this is why I couldn't take this short here. This is my next area up here, 386, 400. Let's see what happens up there. Yes, but a VWAP. Yes, kind of underperforming here. Nvidia new high. That looks good. That kind of tells me I should probably stay away from shorts at the moment. What else is pushing? Tesla just made a new high. CrowdStrike flying. Like semi names are doing well. AMD. Where's Broadcom? The most common thing, let me change this to, I use a 30-minute orb. Check this data. Yeah, we're breaking out. All right, we do have a couple of bullish data points so far. Um, where's my? All right, previous day's range. So this is what I'm looking at right here. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second, because that's my level right here. I think you can take a quick short here for scalp if it fells back under. Where's VWAP? This is a scalpy short. Look at this level right here. This is the previous high. If it rejects there, back to 340s. But you don't want to be early on it. Do I wanted to short NQ based on it being stuck under 320, but now it's over. Now I'm looking at this spot. If it gets over this spot, then that's a good sign. We did break previous day high, so that's the data I was pulling up here. 66% chance we close green now. That means this yellow line. I did a video on this the other day. This yellow line that you see right here in the middle. That means we should close here or higher. So bullish bias because we've taken out the previous day's high. Yeah. So what I was wanting to short now is kind of getting validated, and I have data to back that up too, right? I also want to look at this other data point. No, not inside bars. I clicked too many times too fast. Opening candle continuation. This is if you have what on Edgeful, if you go to what's in play, it's easy. It's right here. I have it set to the 60-minute. Do want to look at the 30-minute version of this before we get to the 60-minute. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to customize and go to 30 minutes and take a look at this. All right, so the first 30 minutes, if the first 30 minutes is green on QQQ, that means we have a 74% chance of a green day. If I throw this on SPY, let's see. SPY not as strong, but still 67. So 2/3 of the time, when that first 30 minutes is green on SPY, you're gonna have a green day, a green close, right? So what does that look like on SPY? That looks like this right here. Previous day high. This has been broken. You see the wick through. This right here is here. Let me get my little demonstrator tool on. This yellow line right here. We should close here or higher, based on that data. The probabilities that we close here, end of the day, close here or higher. We have 2 data points now telling us that essentially. So previous day's range taken out and first 30 minutes taken out. So I gotta look to buy dips now, based on the data from Edgeful. That's for any day, right? This is all days. Let me get back to QQQ. So I look at data on QQQ and SPY the most, and trade futures based off of it. So NQ for QQQ, SPY for yes, of course. Broadcom making a new high, Nvidia making a new high. Our chips, our semis very strong today. That also gives me some bullish confluence. Yeah, I gotta look to buy dips now. Um, oh, Gambling Bear, what a trade! What a trade! Said he got out at 390. What a trade, Gambling Bear. 85 points, 84 points. Quick math. Quick math right there. The yellow line, okay, on this chart that I'm currently on, just to clarify about the yellow line here is the EMA 21. But on this, so I have this indicator from Edgeful. It's called gap fill, right? The gap fill. You see me flashing it on and off here. So if I go back and look, like down here, there's no yellow line because we didn't fill the gap. But what that does is this indicator, it marks the gap from yesterday's close. So that's your zero line, right? That's where you're red or green on the day. So like this yesterday, we never filled this. We stayed above it all day. It's green. We never filled this gap. Same, obviously on this day. But if I go back, like right here, you see this is yellow. That's because that was the previous day close, and that gap filled. So once the gap fills, it turns yellow. So you see, we closed yesterday, right up here. Boom. There's the line for where we closed. All right. So I really want to look for dip buy maybe down here. Yeah, I have to try to look for dip buys. So there's multiple. So on Edgeful, and multiple indicators. So what I've been looking at this morning so far, I use the gap fill indicator because that's also that's a double. It's whatever a win-win is. It's got multiple purposes here. So first, it's going to show me the gap as it's playing out, and then when it's filled, the yellow line right here on this indicator, and here I can just turn off some of these other ones. Uh, all right, so right there, this yellow line, that's when the gap filled. The orange highlighted candle is the candle that filled the gap. So from here, this is the line in the sand, right? We can dip below this, but if we dip below this, I have to look at the data and say we should close up here. That's the way I'm looking at that. So just to call that out, the data points that I've been looking at, of course, the gap filled so fast this morning. It was such a tiny gap. I mean, 0.04 that was going to fill. It was a high probability, but it's too fast. I couldn't do anything with that. But it's out of the way, so at least I know that's out of the way for the day. The other thing I was looking at, opening candle continuation. The first hour of the market is the main data point, but you can customize any of these data points. So like right here, I currently have this set on 30 minutes because I was like, what does the first 30 minutes tell me? And then I can also look at the first hour, which has pretty strong stats as well. First 30 minutes is telling me that we should have a green day. Wait, let me double check and make sure I'm not crazy here. Actually, the first 30 minutes might be red. Let me double check. Oh, it's basically break even, isn't it? Right here. We opened here. Let me double check this and make sure because we don't want to be wrong on this. All right, where's our opening? Our opening candle was here. And oh, we did close red. That first 30 minutes is actually red. Okay, so we don't have that confluence, but the first hour looks like it's going to be green, but we'll see. We've got 10 minutes left on that. All right, glad we double checked that. Glad we double checked that. So the current data actually shows red day on 30 minutes, but I like the first hour of data a little bit better. So here's the thing: if you guys are ever using data points and you get multiple conflicting ones, that is chop. That is chop city. When I go to the screener tool over here that I've built, you can build this any way you like. You can set up a watch list. So I have 12 tickers built into mine. You can put everything you want into here, any tickers that you use. What I do, because I trade QQQ and NQ so much, I put the top 10 weighted stocks in. Yes, the first 30 minutes was red crossbars. Thank you. I caught myself on that one. I almost was looking at some bad data there. All right. We need to see where this first hour closes. That's where I'll really lock in. This right here, this is your Tesla flying right now. Oh wow, yeah, Tesla's up 4%. No, so what I'm saying here, if you jump on Edgeful and go to screener, you can build this out. So I have like one built that has just all the feature stickers on it. And then I have this one where I have the top 10 weighted stocks in QQQ. A lot of people talk about Mag 7. You could do Mag 7 if you like that. I prefer to have the top 10 things that are going to move the NASDAQ, right? So that's this list right here. And what I'm looking at is I'm seeing very mixed. This is chop recipe. That means I can play a range more than anything. Previous day's range broken to the upside. That is still bullish no matter what, right? And that's on everything. It's SPY, that's QQQ, that's on all of these except for Costco. Every one of those is a bullish data point. We don't have the full IB yet. Opening candle continuation, looking bearish for now. We'll see how that plays out here in 20 minutes. So look how strong these stats are, though, on QQQ. If this first hour closes red, it's a 78% chance we're going to have a red day. If it closes green, 79%. So we have previous day's range broken, which was a strong stat. So we need to keep that. But I could have taken a short here. Dadgummit. Yeah, it's a tough spot. We've run up a lot the last 2 days. We're in a shaky market, so it makes me think that it's probably not gonna chase and break out today, just in the bigger context. This looks terrible. This looks like I wanna short the next pop because this first hour is now gonna close red. So the only thing that we have is previous day's range. Boy, I did not get in any of this. Boy, I should have taken that short up here. Ugh, this is disgusting looking. Yeah, look at this. We're breaking the lows. We'll have stronger data here in just a second. Dang. Boy, I should have reshorted right there. I don't see a whole lot of news. Did you? Oh, Bob got it. Well, I'm glad somebody got that. That was a look at this beautiful drop if you were in it. And like I said, we had divergence here. So like the divergence I'm looking at lower high on ES, but a higher high. There's perfect divergence too to get on. I really want to get short back into this 300, this area. Come on, bounce it back up a little bit. We broke pre-market low on SPY, but we've got wicked right back up above it. All right, I want to start getting into this right here. I didn't see any news. I do see BOE's Green is making some commentary right now. I think we're going back to those 160s. But we still have chop risk, right? Because we broke previous day's high. A lot of chop risk, but I think in the bigger picture, I'm not bearish. I just don't know that we're going to get follow through breakout in this type of market. Boy, if you shorted that midpoint of the orb right here, I want to get in a short so bad, but the risk reward here is not as good. Can you pop up here? Or maybe just show me a second rejection at 300. And ES over here, 500 or 5,500. I'm looking for a bounce to try to get in a short here, and it's not really giving it to me. Yeah, I don't want to chase this on the risk reward, but I think we're going down to 160s on NQ. Long gold? What is gold doing? Let me go to GLD. I swung those GLD puts today. They paid out very nicely. Oh, man. Ah, well, it's still above here. It's still a good exit. We have a gap down here on gold GLD that I would like to see filled. But I know somebody else was long gold, but we'll see. I think we're going to drop here. I can't chase the entry. My original target, that 220. If that hits, and then 165, 152. So good work going down swinging. Wanted to long big leave, but we haven't. Yeah, that's tough. No dice. No dice. Uh, that was probably my chance to get in. Do I chase it? Yeah, yeah. I chased it. A little bit risky here. I chased it. The only thing that could catch us here, ES is on the pivot point. It's the only thing that could catch us here. Pre-market lows on QQQ. I'm still looking for that downside target. 160s on NQ. Actually, let me back up 1 second. Nothing to see here. Did say it was a scalp on that gold, in long gold from the orb high. Hourly on Qs. I was gonna pull up the 30-minute. Did we get? Okay, yeah, we do have that first hour of data, so I can throw that up there. Ooh, that 30 minutes. One doesn't convince me. What does the hourly look like? See NQ. Oof, big upper wick on the NQ hourly. Still 30 minutes left. I'm probably gonna regret chasing this now. Um, the first hour of the market, we opened here, we closed here. That's a red hourly or a red first hour. So remember, opening candle continued. Red first hour, 77.5% chance. That is a strong data point that says we close where? Below this. So I need to short. I'm glad we double checked this. I need to short against this. The only caveat is the previous day's high. Dadgummit, they're gonna get me for chasing in the held over blow here. Chop, chop, chop. Did we hit where's the pivot point? A little bit lower. I don't want to risk the green I made because I chased the trade here. Should have waited for 320. This was a bad entry. That's okay. Yeah, I could take a little ad here into the EMAs maybe. Yeah. Ooh, Tesla's flying though. Hold on. The video looks strong. Well, I do not want to be short right here. Let's see. I can risk 50 points here to make 100 maybe, even though I took a terrible entry. This is the where I should have waited to enter right here. Should have waited on that entry or here, right here. I should have waited for this spot too. It's our orb blow. 235. Yeah, this is a terrible entry. Should like yes a little bit better. IB by rejections bullish. Did we break IB low? Did this break? I don't. It didn't look like that broke. It did break on QQQ. Okay. So we have broke the IB low, which means we probably retrace a little bit into it. Let me go to the detailed view of this. So initial balance, you're going to break one side of the. Wow, look how strong this has turned into. Single break right now. So for us to break the high of day is just, oh my gosh, 6%, 7. We'll call it 7%. We'll round and be nice. So to come back up here, it's just a 7% probability now. We should reject right here, probably in this area. I should have waited on this zone to short. Plus, I see this little tweezer reaction. Try to scalp around this and get my average a little bit better. SPY, maybe you come back to the midpoint of this IB right here, this line. 546. Should have waited. Should have waited. That was dumb. Dumb chase entry. end up giving back some of my green probably if this pops any higher. I'd risk too much. Yeah, I just added a little bit there. There's a reason I went light. All right. A little bit here. If I can get back in here in green, I'll take these ads back off pretty quickly. Just improve the chance of the stream. But we pop up here right now. I'm gonna get stopped out. Well, the thing is, my stop here, if I add right here, I'm only risking like what I'm adding. I'm only risking like 10 points. I know they say don't add into losers, but I just look at this the risk reward here. But I think it's gonna pop through and get me. Yep. Got me. It got me. Field. This is where I need to look for shorts anyway. You up? Probably gonna re-enter, but I can't sit there and draw down. Oh, gave back some green on that one. That's what I always get punished when I chase. Should not have chased that. That was a bad idea. Sorry, Bob. I have to call HR. That was a bad chase trade. It really was a bad trade. Boy, Tesla's absolutely flying. Chop, chop, chop. All right, this is where maybe I try it again. Yeah, lower high. Yep. Let's try it here again. Oh wait, and where am I at? I'm over here. Well, I'm trying to short the wrong thing. Main target's going to be here. I just know that my probabilities of this up here are 6%. The rest of my probabilities say we should be under this, except for the one previous day high that says we should be up here. So it's choppy. But I can take the light risk here. Just need Tesla to calm down. We'll play this one tight. First run, I'm going to take it this 320. It's more bullish than bearish. I'm sorry, more bearish than bullish. This is a very chopped recipe. That's why I'm kind of trying to play the range here. What does my screener look like? Probably a mess. Bearish on IB, QQQ, and SPY. Boy, look at this chop city here. Chop city. I'm gonna play the range. On the big picture, QQQ is right on the breakout though. That's what's so tough here. SPY's not, but QQQ is basically on the breakout. Boy, that's tough. But I go ahead. I mean, this is that level I drew from the other day. So we want it to go back down to here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Trade my plan. Hopefully everyone trades their plan, of course. Yeah, ooh, top city. When you see so many things going different directions, you're gonna have chop. That's why I'm playing the range instead. Oh, Valdi. Still positive on inflows. We're negative on Valdi though. So QQQ much stronger. If any, maybe I should short SPY. Yes, instead. I don't know. I got too much going on in my chart here. We'll see if it pulls back. Kind of looks top yet. Tesla is absolutely screaming, guys. Have you looked at Tesla today? Look at Tesla. Whoa. Ripski. I mean, the video looks decent. Netflix doesn't look good. Microsoft break even. Looks decent on Meta, but you're also back to pre-market lows. Google had the earnings, so it's probably just stuck here. Broadcom looks pretty decent-ish. All right, well, I think we got a 5-minute hanging man here. Right there, right at orb, like 30-minute orb high. That's why I'm short here. Same thing here on ES, lower highs on ES. We'll see if we can get back down here. Like I said, I want to get back down to that 320 and take my first trim. 300, take another trim. That possible head and shoulders. I had QQQ 265, or no, I'm sorry, 465s that I closed out yesterday when they went in the money that I swung from Wednesday. This is the bearish strong stat. If I go to detailed view here, so to go through this 30-minute orb, double break, very high probability. We'll see. IB is bearish. We broke one side. To break the other side is very small. We're getting bought up here, aren't we? Yeah, these buyers are buying this thing up. They're gonna stop me out again. Yes, now looking better. IWM pushing out. I may have to just let this stop me out. But we'll see. Set the risk to reward. That's my invalidation point. I'm looking around for a confluence. I just don't have any. Maybe we get a cool off in Tesla here. This looks strong on NVIDIA still. I really don't have a whole lot of confluence other than the more bearish data than bullish, but my main idea is to play it back down here to the bottom of the range. Here, oh, get to here, get down here. Chop, 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 city. Chop, city. Play it tight to the chest today. It could be really choppy right around this 5500 ES too. I don't know, because you could make a few arguments here, which means it's going to be really choppy. So we'll see what happens. But at least like to get a trim at the 320. So that would be much appreciated. Looks like they're going to buy it up off these EMAs though. Chop, 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 chop. Oh, chop it up, chop it up. I got a trim. I got two trims, 320 and 300. So we won on the trade. Let's go 351 stop. Bobby wants us to go down. I see us getting bought up off that 5500 ES. That who was watching that? One of you guys in the chat was watching that. Take me down to the Paradise City. Oh, take me down. Major chopper risk today with this data. There he is. Sweep the power. I'm going all the way break even stop now. This right here is just super bearish. Look at these stats. Super bearish that we have a red day and we only break one side. That's the main stat that's got my attention. This right here, opening candle, 75% of a red day. Oh, okay. Hey, good clarification here. SPX 5500, so that is up a little bit higher. That's high of day. Yeah, right up here. I definitely see that. I don't know. You guys had a good week. I feel like Monday was a clean day. Tuesday I got caught off guard. And then Wednesday and yesterday played out very nicely. I had to sit around do nothing. Yesterday I got ran over twice trying to short early. Then I caught a beautiful long and then a short into the close and well made up for it. Risk management is so important, guys. So important. I can take 2-3 losses and still have a really good day because I don't handcuff myself, right? Everything's relative to your sizing, your drawdown, all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and get stopped out here probably. I'm gonna stop down. Is that 344 the entry? Yep, I'm out. Went ahead and took my stop out on the rest of my entry. Didn't necessarily validate my trade, but it's the way I'm managing this chop risk. All right, back to flat. And the trade worked out overall because we got 2 of our targets. Gap clears. I think we're going straight up. Yeah, I just don't know if we're gonna have the juice in the tank. And the only reason I say that is because of what we've done this week. All right, let me go to SPX. I mean, first time you get here, probably reject. Like you probably do this, right? Like I would almost expect this to happen. But I mean, if we do get over, we have this gap. I just when this happens, for me, it's hard to say, okay, well, we've after Monday, we've been up 3 days in a row in a downtrending market. Is anyone, anyone that's been long this, are they not going to lock into profits? Plus, uh, are you confident to swing over a weekend right now? That's my other thought process here, just in the bigger picture of things. I know, like with the headline risk, who knows what can happen. I just can't sit here and I don't know. I can't be excited about swinging over the weekend. But hey, I'm not saying your thesis is wrong. I do think it's a possibility. I'm just trying, like, I'm piecing together the whole puzzle, and it's still not a clear picture to me. This looks like I got a good exit here, by the way. Yeah, it looks like it was a good exit. And look at this. You know what? Truth to power. We've all been burned on a gap fill theory multiple times. Yeah, holding over the weekend right now, like in this current scenario that we're in, is just crazy to me. I mean, is especially like just this current scenario. I mean, if you're like we're already long holding runners, I can see holding runners. But if you were long anywhere here, or you're not taking profit into this 5,500, I mean, the other thing you got to look at. I mean, yeah, we could push a little bit higher. I can see, but like this whole consolidation here, still rejecting that same area. Double break the orb. I mean, we've done everything. A little bit of everything today. But yeah, if you join the stream late, the first hour closed down here. So we opened here, we closed here after opening here. So that's red. That's a bad data point. We broke previous day's high, which is a strong data point to the upside. That's Chop City. We should probably when I add up these different data points and see this chop risk, I got one, I know I'm probably gonna play the range. Two, we're probably just gonna close flat. Like it's probably just gonna chop and close flat, if anything. I do think at some point we probably see what do you call like a we probably see a move somewhere and then that gives us a chance to get back in. And I also think at some point we probably see some profit taking if this fails to go higher. Remember the stat I gave earlier? This is like only a 6% chance that you're going to break this today. So, like, I mean, just chop it up, right? Chop it up. I mean, yeah, but we just. I mean, this could literally be something that happens today, right? If anything, like a look above and fail would be a good trigger too, right? So, like, if on SPX, if we're looking at SPX, yes, it's going to be similar, but on SPX, if we do something like if we get up and then come back down and then fell, boom. That's where I think I would also look for a short. But stuck at previous day's high. But if you guys want to be bullish, I mean, I can just go here and show this. All right. Oh, we watched some NFL draft today. Maybe that's what we do. What time does NFL draft start? Why any like commercial breaks on here? Chop, 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 chop. What are these other names doing? Is Tesla cooled off yet? No. Amazon. What does Amazon look like on the daily? I will say this, if you guys remember on the stream, back these 2 days. Here, let me just go to Spy again. I was live this day and this day, and I was buying equity here, and I was buying equity, or I started buying equity on the way down here, and I bought some more here. That was kind of the first long-term equity I've bought in quite a while. I checked yesterday, I'm up like 13% on all that. Nvidia pushing new high of day right now. Nvidia new high. Simmy's look decent. Everything else, like I said, it looks Chop City. I mean, Chop City, Chop City. Boy, what a slow grind now. Right to the top of the range. Like I want to think about. Look at Nvidia breaking out though. I mean, us taking out the the IB high the first hour, us taking this out up here is a less than 6% chances it even happens. Like makes me think it's probably worth fading back to the middle again. Just looks rangy, but we are trending up since the open. Well, I may need two. I may need two coffees today. Do we reject here at the high again? Like if I go to a high time frame, that was this high is where we're at right now. Boy, this looks like a mess on my chart, doesn't it? I had to reset this over the weekend. Oh, I didn't. I just can't do anything on this chop day, which is sometimes fine, right? Here, let's take a look at some stuff. All right, AMD. EMD, where's AMD? I have it in this watch list here. I mean, you're getting a counter trend bounce and a downtrend. Like on pretty much any ticker you look at, we're in a downtrend and you're getting a bounce off of extreme sell. AMD, look at this. I mean, that's resistance right there. But some of these look good too, just because you made a low, you had a big reaction, you came down higher low right here, and then you're reclaiming the 20-day moving average. I mean, it's similar look on pretty much all these charts. I mean, look at QQQ, for example. QQQ, big reaction off a low, pull back, higher low, move up, and now you're back to resistance. Definitely Modelo time somewhere. Maybe Modelo time here very soon on this Friday. What is VIX doing? I haven't. Boy, VIX just crushing. I don't remember what Miss Cleo said this week either, Bob. Yeah, I mean, I've shown it multiple times. Chop, chop, chop city. And look what we're doing here. Choppy, super choppy. Yes, weaker. I mean, we're almost at the long NQ short ES, like play the divergence game. Pair trade. All right, guys. I'll let it sit here for a couple more minutes and see if we get a move anywhere. Even if I go down to a 5-minute chart, like You've got Tesla, Nvidia. Put a low here. There we go. Maybe Nvidia cools off. But if I go through, I'll just go through these top 10 weighted stocks real fast. Look at this. Red, choppy to down on Netflix. Microsoft. This looks terrible. I mean, just look at this. If you're trying to trade this right now, it just looks terrible. Microsoft looks like it does want to come down a little bit. Kind of breaking trend. Meta, similar. Looks like it wants to pull back. Google looks not great, but I mean, look where we're coming from. Costco's looking decent, even though it's red. Broadcom looks bad. Okay. Broadcom looks like it wants to come down. Amazon, there's a key level here, 187, that it's trying to reclaim and hold above. And Apple looks terrible. When I say terrible, it doesn't look clear in any direction. Look at this. Look at it. It just this right here. Just look how bad this looks. It just looks bad. I don't know. I think we're gonna come down here. I had to place a trade. I would place short. I had to say that. Tesla, new high of day. 8.5, almost 8.5%. Yeah, that's where we're at. All right, guys. Once again, let me go through the data points as I close out the stream here. First off, if you haven't tried Edgeful, you got to try Edgeful. Got to try it out. Not a big green day for me, but a green day, and I'll take that on a day like today when I see chop. So here's kind of how the day played out, right? So the first thing that I look at every day, gap fill. The gap fills were so small, and I have all these indicators, that make this much easier on me. Gap fills were so small that we filled it immediately. I mean, if I go to a 1 minute chart, you'll see the first 1 minute candle, we fill the gap immediately. Basically opened at yesterday's close, so nothing really, nothing of confluence there. SPY was the same way. All right, so gap fill was already off the table as soon as we opened the market. We broke both sides of the 30-minute orb. That's pretty common at this point. But we talked about the IB. We did break the bottom side of the IB. So if I we turn that back on over here, I'll hit previous day's range on the data as well. So it was really close, but this broke barely, which means breaking this side is less than 6% chance, or yeah, breaking this side is less than a 7% chance is what it was, 6.9. That's this data point right here. Here, I'll just go to the detailed view and we'll scroll through these. So you see 6.9%. That means double break, right? So double break of the first hour of the market, just a 6% chance. That means since we broke here, breaking this is less than a 7% chance. Not something I really want to be a part of. It's possible. It does happen 7% of the time, but that's not what I really pay attention to. I do see this as I'm going through this. 15-minute orb stats. Let me go to just go to the report. So 15-minute orb. I can go over here. If you have Edgeful, you can customize this to whatever your favorite orb is. Look at this, all these options. I use 30-minute the most. Here's 15. Just hit save down here. We'll update these stats. So if you see a 15-minute orb, it's going to break both sides 43% of the time. So you break one side, you're usually going to break both sides of that first 15 minutes, which means here, I'll just change this indicator to be 15 minutes for now. You can do this with all these indicators too, by the way. So there's 15 minutes. I'll just update the indicator so that we can see this. All right, so this was your 15-minute opening range right here. You see the box here, right here, that box. So what that means is here's your high, here's your low. We broke the low, we broke the high. That stat played out. That's what your stats are on 15-minute, right? 15-minute orb, you're usually going to break both sides. So if you're especially if you're a high frequency trader in the morning, you see this break here and you see it start to turn around, you definitely target this break because more times than not, you break both sides. More times than just breaking one side or the other. Or well, the double break's the most common than just a breakdown or breakout. That's the way I look at that. But hey, you never know. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I don't use the 15-minute that much. I do use the first hour of the market for the IB very commonly. Let me go back down to that one. I'm going to put this back on 30 minutes so I don't confuse myself later. But here, I'm just hitting the last data points here at the end. So go back to what's in play. All right, so we talked about gap fill, 30-minute orb. I watch the levels on this. I don't pay the data. I don't really have a big edge on the data other than I watch the levels. I think it's very important. I also look at the first 30 minutes of the market. Initial balance. So this is what I was talking about just a moment ago, where 90% of the time, basically, if we round this to the whole number, 90% of the time, we're only going to break one side. What does that look like? That means we broke this side, so 90% of the time we broke this side, we're not going to break this side, right? And then the other pieces on this data, you see 3.45%, that is a no break. That means that we don't break here or here. We obviously have already done that. But to break both sides, which would be here and here, is less than a 7% chance. That's why I say chop wrist, play back to the middle, right? What was the other piece? I'd be right by rejection. This was actually bullish. So what this one is, this means since we formed the IB low first and the high second, it's more likely to break the high. However, we know we already broke the low. So this was in the 20% category that this happened. So even though this was a bullish stat, we broke the first low. So this one's kind of, even though it says bullish, this played out the opposite way today. So we're not really that worried about it. Market's pulling down a little bit here. ES has got to lose this 5,500. And to finish up the data, opening candle continuation. First hour was bearish and it's red. That means 75% chance red day. Where is that at? I can turn my gap on it. This right here is where QQQ goes red on the day. We have a 75% chance to close down here somewhere. 75%. So there's your odds. Now the only other piece, the caveat of this is previous day's range. 73% chance we have a green day because we took out previous day high. Previous day high, where's that? That's right here. So because we've broken over that, there's a 73% chance we close up here. So that's two data points that are completely disagreeing with each other, which makes me think that we're just going to do this all day. Chop, 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 chop. And then I showed you guys the screener. I think this is super powerful, very underrated tool here on the screener. We have conflicting data points across all the big names, right? Very conflicting. Tesla's ripping, right? NVIDIA's at highs. Microsoft's rolling over a little bit. Some of these other ones are bearish, right? We have no breaks on several names here, which that should happen. Which side? We don't know. Previous day's range, bullish across the board. IB by rejection, opposites all across the board. Bullish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish. I mean, that is as choppy as you can get with data, which tells me I need to be very careful on my trading today. Because it should be like this. Maybe I play the edges back to the middle, like this, or like this. That's my main idea. Guys, go to edgeful.com. Make sure you check them out. The indicators as well, guys. I've showed you this many times. All these indicators you see on my chart pretty much are Edgeful indicators. Even over here, I have several on here from Edgeful. You see pivot points, you see 30-minute orb, previous day's range, and then my EMAs. On this one, I gap fill. I have initial balance at IB. I have previous day's range and previous week's indicator. I throw on here a lot too. When you sign up for Edgeful, you'll get all of these. Look, and they almost every single one of these has some type of data point that matches with it. You see how many there are here on this. It's all included with Edgeful, one price for everything. No discounts, just flat rate. Flat rate. So go to edgeful.com. Flat rate. Here's the thing. Discounts, like I know everyone wants a discount, right? One thing that I don't like, I think a lot of companies do, is they run a sell every month, and it's like, hey, the price is normally this, but it's 60% off this month, and then it's like 70% off the next month, and then the next weekend it's 40% off, and it's like, just give me one price, and don't give me levels either. So like, like TradingView, I use TradingView a lot. I get so confused. I get on TradingView, there's like 19 different packages and levels. Edgeful just simplified it, which I like. I'm a big fan of. One price gives you every single Edgeful feature there is. One price per month. It's like $50, I think. One trade should pay for that. So that's where we're at on Edgeful. All right, let me check the chat one time before I sign off here. Thanks everyone that came through today, by the way. There we go. Spider-Man Verde hoy. Adios. Adios, mi amigo. Verde hoy. That's what I like to hear. That means he is green today, for those of you that are maybe lacking on the Spanish a little bit. Verde hoy. Muy bien, Spider Kid. Appreciate you tuning in. Topher, muchas gracias. Well, muchas gracias to you por estar aquí, for being here. A little bilingual at the end. Edgeful rocks. I agree, Bob. It keeps, so like a day like today, Chop City, I'm not getting chopped up because I know data points are telling me that it looks choppy, and that keeps me from getting chopped up. Also, I know I can trade the correct direction on a different day where we have stats that line up in the right direction. I know which direction I need to look. I know if I need to buy dips. Yesterday ended up being a buy dip day, and we got one decent dip, and it paid out nicely. Actually, I ended up taking 2 dip plays, I think, yesterday. And that's it. Saw a lot of people in the chat. Big shout out. Crossbars in here. Bob, appreciate you came through as well. I see a lot of people. Tesla Nair, good to see you in here. Hey, Tesla up big. My Tesla equity doing very well today. Definitely happy about that. Wish I had some of that TSLL or TSLT, one of those leveraged ones. That would have been beautiful. But yeah, thanks for stopping by the stream. I know my man Daily Stock Pick Gary was here a little bit earlier as well. I see Ninja Waffles came through here. Who was here earlier in the stream? I want to shout out. I remember one of the first. Gambling Bear was one of the first ones in here this morning. KB's been in here. Several of you guys that join me regularly. Appreciate all of you guys. Great to have you all. All right, I think we're probably going to pull back. I would say if you force me to trade, I would be negative on today. If you force me to trade. The good thing is I'm not forced to trade anything. I don't have to trade anything, right? So that's where we're at. All right, everyone, great. Have a great Friday. Great rest of your day. I'm out of here, and we'll be back Monday, bright and early, Monday morning. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Gambling Bear, there he is. There he is. Take care. What do I use the most? Let me hit that one real fast. What do I use the most on Edgeful? Gap fill indicator, previous day high and low, and the IB are probably the things that I use the most data-wise. There's a ton of data. You can find anything that fits your trading style. They'll also build custom reports. I don't know if I've mentioned that on the stream much. They will build you custom reports. So if there's a certain data point that you're wanting, if it's something that's quantifiable, if then type of statements, they'll build your report and they'll get it done within like 2 weeks for free, right? It's just part of it. They'll get you a data set. But actually, most of the reports on Edgeful over here, just to call this out, most of these reports, and you see how many are over here. If I go to this, look at this. It's report type right here. Most of these reports now have all been built based on somebody's suggestion. So yeah, interesting. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can look at on here and find confluence. Like I go through, I've had my favorites, and then I also look at other things. There's some things that like only pop up every once in a while. Like I've done a lot of videos on my YouTube about this as well. Like there's one called Outside Days. Let me see, where's Outside Days? Is that up here? So this one's a very interesting one that I like. Let me get down here. So if you open up above the previous day high, you usually come back and touch it in some cases, like this right here. So you opened up here, you come back and touch yesterday's high. There's stats around that. So whenever I see that, I do take a look. So like bearish outside day, you open up below previous day's low, 61% of the time you don't come back on QQQ. These stats have changed recently. This used to be a little bit stronger. And the stats of data are always changing. So that's why I think it's important to always check in on the stats. Sometimes the stats are strong, and 2 months later, as data updates and as market conditions change, that data will move. So definitely an important thing there. I don't know how I feel about these glasses, guys. I'm not. I like them. I feel like my eyes aren't as strained today. They're like blue light glasses, or whatever. I don't know. I had a friend that had some eye issues from staring at screens too much. So, anyways, that's it for me, everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, your night, wherever you are, evening, and a great weekend, guys. We'll be right back on Monday. Always more opportunities in the market. When I see days like today, I'm just not excited about playing chop. But I think it's important to know when chop is happening. Don't get chopped up. Protect capital. That's it. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Check out Edgeful.